This one's a real bear of a tale. Wojtek, a Syrian brown bear, joined the Polish Second Corps, rising from private to corporal. In Italy during 1943 to 1944, he hauled ammo, mingled with the troops, and even enjoyed a cold beer with the guys. After the war, this unique veteran retired to Edinburgh Zoo, living out his days as a true war hero. One of the strangest, most interesting facts from World War II is how a future US President, George H.W. Bush, narrowly escaped a grim fate. After being shot down during an air raid over Japan, he was fortunate enough to be rescued by the Allies. Sadly, his fellow crew members weren't as lucky. They faced torture, were killed, and even fell victim to cannibalism by Japanese soldiers. Here's a fun fact about Heinrich Himmler. When it came to military command, he was utterly useless. In 1945, tasked with leading 500,000 men to stop the Soviets, Himmler quickly cracked under pressure, checking into a spa, hiring a personal masseuse, and working just 4 hours a day without ever visiting the front lines. The bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ominously named Fat Man and Little Boy, caused devastating destruction. Yet, in an incredible twist of fate, one man, Tsutomu Yamaguchi, managed to be in both cities when the bombs fell and survived both times. The Allies really left their mark on France during the war, almost as much as the Germans. They dropped a whopping 500,000 tons of explosives, even surpassing what the Germans dropped on the UK during the Blitz. One infamous event was the bombing of Le Havre, which sadly killed 5,000 French civilians. In a rather unique attempt to tackle German tanks, the Soviet Union trained a dog to run under them with a bomb strapped to its back. But in an ironic twist, the dog got a little too attached to its handlers and returned to them instead, leading to an explosive reunion they never saw coming. Among Nazi Germany's wild ideas for miracle weapons to turn the tide of war, German scientists even considered building a sun gun. The idea was to use a giant space mirror to focus sunlight, with the ambitious goal of scorching entire cities, and for good measure, maybe even boiling a few oceans. But once they realized it would take over a century to build, the sun gun was ultimately left to, well, gather dust. British airman Nicholas Alcamaide found himself in a tight spot when his plane was hit, forcing him to bail out, parachute or no parachute. With no time to grab one, he leaped from 18,000 feet. Miraculously, Alcamaide not only survived the fall, but walked away with just a sprained knee. Hiro Onoda might just be history's most committed soldier. He hid in the Philippine jungles until 1974, refusing to believe the war was over. It took his old commanding officer, now a bookseller, to finally track him down and convince him that yes, the war had truly ended. If you've seen the movie 300, you know about the Spartans who held off a massive Persian army. Well, in the Battle of Wisna, 720 Polish soldiers decided to put their own spin on it, holding off 42,200 troops and 350 tanks for 3 days straight in their fort.